Hello everyone, I am Anju MG, Assistant Professor of Department of Civil Engineering. Now we are going to discuss about the dewatering techniques from the subject Ground Improvement Techniques. Let us discuss about the need of dewatering on construction site. As we all know that working at a construction site, it should be completely dry and the surface should be such that one can easily work. We cannot work at a wet place. It is not easy to work. And for excavation and for making basements of building, dewatering inside is must for easy working of the people and for the safety of the people working. So dewatering is also necessary during the rainy season when excavation work is to be done during the rainy season. For smooth and fast working dewatering of the site is must. And as we discussed before, even in mines dewatering is. Next is purpose for dewatering. Let's see what is the purpose of dewatering during construction stage and post construction stage. For during construction stage, it provided dry excavation and permit construction to proceed efficiently. And it is to reduce the lateral load on bracing in the excavation and to improve the supporting characteristics of foundation materials. And of course, in sloped areas, it increases stability of excavation in slopes. And also, it prevents the piping and frost heaving in pavements, and it also reduces the air pressure in tunneling operations. So, these are the purpose of dewatering during the construction stage. And in the post construction stage, after dewatering, what are the purposes? First one is to reduce or eliminate the uplift pressures on bottom slab and permit economics from the reduction of slab thickness. And second one is to provide a base for a base as dry, okay, and to reduce the lateral pressure on retaining structures and to control embankment seepage in all dams. And it also controls the seepage and pore pressures beneath pavements, side hill fills and cut slopes, etc. So these are the purpose for dewatering during construction stage and after the construction stage. How it is done? We have three steps. First one is collection of water, second one is pumping, third one is filtering and removing silt and impurities, and fourth one is discharge at proper location. Next is the source of unwanted water in construction site. First source is surface water. Surface water can be a rainfall from a rainfall and a construction operation like concreting, washing of plant, etc. Then seepage through cut-off walls. Other source is groundwater. Then methods of surface water control. Then source of control is the intercept runoff before it reaches the excavation and to prevent the unnecessary generation of water in the excavation and of course collect water as soon as it reaches the work area or before. Okay, then water collection, the drains to intercept the runoff, then collector drains and sumps and pumping systems. So these are the sources of unwanted water on construction site. Then dewatering techniques. We have so many methods for dewatering, construction dewatering. The design of effective construction dewatering method should be based on the number of information sources like the geotechnical and groundwater site investigations undertaken at the commencement of any project, then the information provided by any geotechnical study, then groundwater information source from relevant authorities, and a site risk assessments. So these are some dewatering techniques how you can select the dewatering techniques for a construction site. Next is we know dewatering is the controlling of groundwater by pumping to lower the groundwater levels. So we have five types of methods, that is open cement trenches, then well point system, deep well drainage, vacuum dewatering system, and at last dewatering by electroosmosis. First one, sumps and ditches. It is the simplest and most commonly used method, and in this shallow pits called sumps, you can see in the figure the planar section is given. The sumps are dug along the periphery of the area and it is connected by drains of semicircular in shape and it is 20 centimeter in diameter. So the water from the slopes flows under gravity and it is collected in sumps from which it is pumped out. So this is the mechanism of sumps and ditches. It is very simple and it is the most commonly used method of dewatering. And this is a figure representing the operation of sump and ditches. In this figure you can see the sump and ditch and the initial water table and the lowered water table. And the field sketch is also given. The application of sumps and ditches within excavation is one of the elementary method of dewatering, and the water entering this is installed units can be pumped out, and the sump is located below the water level of excavation at one or more corners of the sites. And the procedure involves cutting a small ditch around the bottom of the excavation that is falling towards sump as shown in the figure. And the sumps is the name given for the shallow pits that are dug along the periphery of the excavation or the drainage area, which is named as ditches. So under the action of gravity, the water is flowing to the sumps, and sumps will collect that water and it's later pumped out. So the sump bottom may also be subjected to piping. And what is the suitability of sump and ditches? If the concession demands for lowering the groundwater table or a head of an area to a depth greater than 1 feet, the method of sump is not suitable. But if it is employed for a greater depth lowering, seepage will be prominent that will result in the instability of the excavation slope. Then let's see the advantages and disadvantages of this method. Advantage is, as I said earlier, the method is widely used and it is appropriate for small depth lowering, and it is found to be most economical among the dewatering systems, and the installation and maintenance procedure considering the installation and maintenance procedures. And this method can be applied for most of the soil and rock conditions, and it is mostly recommended where boulders and massive obstructions are met within the ground. And next advantage is the greatest depth up to which the water table can be lowered by this method is 8 meter. So these are the advantages. Next is this disadvantage. In areas where there is high heads or steep slope, the method is not demanded, because this method will bring collapse of the slope and cause dangerous problems. And the use of sump and ditches in open or tempered excavation will bring risk in the stability of the base. So these are the disadvantage. Second is well point dewatering method, or otherwise known as well point system. It involves installing a closely spaced line of small diameter well alongside of an excavation or a ring of well around an excavation. That ring of well is known as well point, and it is designed to be low in cost and robust in design and materials. And each well point is approximately 6 meter deep and around 30 to 50 mm in diameter. And the horizontal spacing between these well points is usually between 1 meter and 3 meter. This is the main components of well point system. The figure is important. You can see a well point and the ground level is shown. A riser pipe is used and a swinger arm and a header pipe, then pumps. So these are the main components of a well point system. This is a cross section of a typical well point system. Header pipe is to carry the collected water to the point of disposal. The original water table is shown and the depressed water table is also shown in this figure. You can see a top layer, top soil, then second layer clay, and the final layer of soil is sand. A riser pipe is used for the carrying out of water. Then a well point is shown in this figure. So this is a cross section. Then what are the types of well point system? We have two types of well point system. One is single stage well point system and second one is multi-stage well point system. In single stage well point system, it consists of a pipe of 1 meter long and 50 mm in diameter. It has perforations which are covered with a screen to prevent clogging. And at the lower end, a jetty nozzle is provided. This nozzle also acts as a drive point, and a bar valve provided near the lower end allows the water to flow only in downward direction during the installation of well point. And in this figure, you can see that the perforated casing and a filter material and a screen. This is a lowered water table, and a submersible pump is used for lowering the groundwater level, and also an extract pipe is also used for disposal of water. This is a figure. This is another figure denoting the well point system. This is a water table. There are so many stratas of soil: clay soil, silty sand, fine sand, gravels, etc. The depressed groundwater table is also given. Next is multi-stage well point system. The systems are used if excavation exceeds 4.5 meter and there is a chance of slope failure. In this case, the well points are installed in stages. In first stage, well points are installed to a depth of around 4.5 and put into action till the water table is lowered by 4.5 meter. Then again the area is excavated up to 4.5 meter depth. And after the second stage, the well points are installed within the area which is excavated already, and water table is further lowered by another 4.5 meter. And this is a figure showing the procedure or system of multi-stage well point, and you can see a discharge pipe. The installation is done in stage by stage. This is the first stage, second stage and third stage, and this is original water table level. You can see the pump is inserted in each stage for lowering of the groundwater table. This is a figure representing the multi-stage well point system in the field. We can see in the field and also the procession of the multi-stage system. Next are the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are installation is very rapid and the equipment is very simple and cheap. As the water is filtered while removing from the ground, soil particles are not washed away. Hence, there is no danger of subsidence of the surrounding ground because we are using filters, perforations and screens etc. in the system. And as the water is drawn away by well points from the excavation, the sites of excavation are stabilized and steeper side slopes can be permitted. Next is the disadvantage of well point system. In single stage well point system, it is suitable only for lowering the groundwater table up to 5 to 6 meter, and for deeper excavations for a depth of greater than 6 meter, the well point system like a multi-stage well point system is required. And second one is it is essential to continue pumping once it has been started until the excavation is complete. If it is stopped in between, it may prove to be disastrous. And third disadvantage is in the case of ground consisting of soils like stiff clay, gravel or boulders, etc., the well points are installed in drilled holes which increases the installation cost. Next is what are the application for well point dewatering system, and depend upon the soil conditions like fine grained soil, coarse grained soil, etc. We can see one by one. For a soil of moderate permeability like sand and sandy gravels, the dewatering method can be a flexible and economic method for excavations of shallow depth up to less than 6 meter depth. And for soils of low permeability like silt and very silt sands, the vacuum actuator may be insufficient to achieve adequate drawdown of groundwater levels. So well point method works less. So next is highly permeable soils. The problems can also occur in very highly permeable soils like coarse gravels with low sand content. The required number of well points and pumps may be uneconomically expensive. So thank you all. Study well, stay home, stay safe.